Hello dear students, greetings of the day. I, Muhammad Zishan, welcome you to the online classes of Blooming Birds Code School. Today we are going to have the third lecture of chapter 2, which is population dynamics. In last lecture we have studied about the impact of under population as well as overpopulation. Now, in this lecture, we will study about the factors affecting population change. Factors affecting population change. So, what are the factors which changes the population? Factors affecting population change. So there are various factors which change the population of a place. Okay, like first one is birth rate. Birth rate. What is the rate of birth? So what is birth rate? Number of live births per 1000. Number of live birth per 1000 population. Per 1000 population. So if the birth rate of a place A is 65, okay, so it means that okay, there are 65 live births, okay, right, per 1000 people, right? If there are 1000 means okay, in a place there is a one place A, right? There 1000 people live, right? And in a year 65 children are born there. 65 live births are taken place. So that is called what? Birth rate. And then we will study about the death rate. Death rate is similar to this only. It is the number of deaths. Okay, number of deaths per 1000 population. Per 1000 of the population. It decreases. It increases population. It increases. What is the effect on population? How it is affecting population? It increases population, right? What increases population? Birth rate. And death rate decreases population. So if in a place, at a place, if birth rate is higher than the death rate, then population growth will take place, okay. And if death rate is higher than the population, if birth rate is higher than death rate, then it will result in what? In growth of population. Population will grow. Growth of population. Whereas if death rate is higher than the birth rate, so there will be decrease in population. Decrease in population. You have to remember these two things, okay. Then in notes I have written immigration and emigration, but before that let us study one more rate, okay, that is infant mortality rate. Infant mortality rate. Right. So what is that? It is the death of infants per 1000 live births. Means if 1000 kids are getting born, right? If 1000 kids, childs are getting born, and out of that, if suppose 50 are dying, okay, so that will be what? It will be the birth, sorry, it will be the infant mortality rate. Means ke out of 100 newborn babies, 50 babies die. Okay, that is infant mortality rate. Okay, so it is 44 per 1000 live births. Okay, in India it is 44. In India, 44 babies die out of 1000 babies born, right? 44 babies die. Okay, so that is the infant mortality rate, and then we will study about the maternal mortality rate. Mortality rate. Now, what is that? It is the death of uh, mothers, or you can say women, death of mothers, we can write, okay, mothers per 1 lakh women, okay. So 1 lakh live birth. So it means that it is 178 in India, right? It means that if 1 lakh births are taking place, okay, 1 lakh women are giving birth to their children, okay. So out of 1 lakh, around 178 those women, pregnant women dies, okay. They die, that is how many dies out of 1 lakh? Around 178 women die during the delivery of their babies, okay. So that is called maternal mortality rate. Now I will erase all these things. Now one more okay, now we will study about immigration and emigration. Immigration and emigration. So these are the two types of migration, right? Immigration, it is the process in which a person enters a country to live permanently, okay. So it is a process in which a person enters a country to live permanently. Suppose this is a country A, right, and from here a person is going to country B to live here permanently, okay. So what is taking place here? Here what is taking place? Immigration, right, clear. And it is adding the population is increasing here, right. And whereas from here what will happen? Emigration will take place, okay. Emigration, that person who has gone to place B from place A, it means he has left place A, okay. So here what is happening? Here emigration is taking place, right. One person is leaving this place and going there. So here population is what? Reducing, okay, minus. Getting or not? So this entire process is collectively what? Migration. This is migration, right. And in migration from place A, emigration is taking place. At place A, emigration is taking place, and at place B, immigration is taking place. Here this person is leaving country A and entering into the country B. Here population is getting decreased and here population is increasing. Let me check video how it is going on. Okay, so after that we will study about what do you mean by natural growth of population. The difference between the birth rate and death rate is called natural growth of population. So we will study natural growth of population. Okay, how much population is growing. So means how many more people are adding to the world. Okay, so it is the difference between the death rate and the birth rate and the death rate. Okay, so natural growth of population. How population will grow naturally? By naturally people are getting born and they are dying. These both things are in the hands of God, right? So it will be birth rate, right, minus the death rate. Okay, the difference between the birth rate and death rate is called natural growth of population. Birth rate minus death rate. Suppose if birth rate is 60, right, out of 1000 1000 population, if 60 children are taking birth, okay, and likewise if 50 elders are dying, okay, 50 people are dying, so its natural growth of population will be how much? 10. Natural growth of population will be 10. So it is the difference between the birth rate and the death rate. If birth rate is 60 and death rate is 50, so right, so natural growth of population rate will be 10. It means that at the rate of 10, a place population is increasing, right? Earlier, suppose at this place there were 1000 people, right, and then next year the birth rate was 60 and death rate was 50. So what will happen? It will, this natural growth rate will be 10, so plus 10 will be added. Now it will become 1010. Okay, so this is called natural growth of population. How population grow naturally. Okay, so the people, those who are dying, right, their numbers are subtracted from the babies taking, from the numbers of babies taking birth. Then after that we will study about the population composition. Okay, so population composition. So population composition means the structure of population which include age, sex, rural and urban population, right? So age, sex, right, rural and urban population, that is called population composition. Population composition means the structure of population which include, population composition means structure of population composition. It means structure of population. Structure of population. Now what is structure of population? It means that it includes what? Age, what is the age of people, what is their sex, male or female, right, and where do they live, at rural area or urban area, right? These all components are the population composition. Population composition means the structure of population which includes age, sex, rural and urban population. It helps us to know the main characteristics of population. The main components we look at are age composition, sex ratio, rural and urban population. So under this population composition we will study now about age composition. What? Age composition. Then we will study about sex ratio, age composition, and then we will study about sex ratio, and then we will study about the rural and urban population. Rural and urban population, R and U population. These three things we will study in population composition. So the first thing which we will study is age composition, right? Age composition. Now in age composition we divide the entire population of a place into three categories. Okay, the first category is of dependents. Okay, Their age group is from 0 to 14. 0 to 14 years, right? They are called dependent. Why dependent? Because they are children. They cannot earn money for themselves, right? They remain dependent on the working class age group, okay? But they are the future earner of, or the future working class of a country. Then second is from 15 to 65 years. They are called economically productive or dependent. Economically productive or dependent, independent. Independent. So they do work. They are the workforce of a country, right? They earn money, right? And they maintain their family, right? Their children and even their parents, those who fall in the age group 65 and above. 65 and above, right? These again became dependent. At the age of 65, a person is not able to do work, right? He becomes so weak, old, fragile, right? So he again become dependent on this class. So this class is the earning class, and these two classes remain dependent on this class. So a country which is having population, which is having this group of population in maximum number, right? Then what will happen? That country will grow economically because more people are there to work for that country. They are earning money, they are utilizing the resources, and they are producing something, right? So that country will flourish economically. And the country which is having this and this age groups more in numbers, okay, so that country's progress will be very slow, and the majority of society will remain dependent on this class, okay, and they will not be able to flourish properly, right? This is the age composition, right? So here let me read from the book. 0 to 14 years, this group consists of children requiring constant care and support along with protection, okay, this one group, right? And then 15 to 65 years, these are economically productive. It is group which is economically active and productive. The other two age groups are dependent upon them. The larger this group, the larger will be the productivity of a nation. Ideally, this group of population of any nation should be the largest, okay? So this group should be the largest one, okay? Then above 65 years, these are again dependent. This section of population requires care as they have reached old age and are not able to support themselves financially, right? So the first and second groups needs continuous care of the working population, as both these groups are dependent upon the economically productive groups, right? So this is the things which we have studied about the age composition. Now we will study about the sex ratio. What is the meaning of sex ratio? Sex ratio means the number of girls per 1000 male population is called sex ratio. Means how many females are there on 1000 males. Okay. So what is sex ratio? Sex ratio is the number of females per 1000 males, right? That is called sex ratio. So the world sex ratio is 984 females, okay, per 1000 male, right? So there are 984 females per 1000 males. This is the sex ratio of world, and sex ratio of India is 940 females per 1000 males, right? So first of all, the sex ratio of world is small, okay, and here also India's is further lesser, okay. Then now how do we study this sex ratio? Sometimes we study age and sex components of population together with the help of age and sex pyramid, okay. How we can study, right, this component of population, right, mixing with age and the gender, right. So that can be done by a pyramid, okay, which is called population pyramid or age sex pyramid. Population pyramid, it is also known as age sex pyramid. Age sex pyramid. Now how do we draw this age sex pyramid? First of all, we write the age groups, okay. So we write the age groups starting from 0 to 4, right, 0 to 4 here like this, 0 to 4, and then from here we can write 5 to 10, right, 5 to 9, and then we can write here from 10 to 14, and then here we can write from 15 to 19, and from here 20 to 24, and here we can write from 25 to 29, here we can write from 30 to 34, here we can write from 35 to 39, here we can write from 40 to 44, and here 45 to 49, here 50 to 54, here 55 to 59, and so on, 60, okay. Like this we will draw one line here, right. Here we can take males and here we can take females, right. So if suppose one country is there where birth rate is higher, so if in a country birth rate is higher, then the pyramid of that country will be broad from the bottom. At bottom it will be broad, okay. Why? Because here what we will write? Here we will write population in million. Population in millions, okay. Here also and here also. Population in million, right. Now what will happen? Suppose if the population of this age group 0 to 4 means the birth rate is higher, okay, right. We can say it is 0 million, right. Here you can say it is 10 million, here we can say 20 million, here we can say 30 million, here we can say 40 million, here we can say 50 million, and here we can say 60 million. Likewise here we can say 10 million, 0 million, 20 million, here we can write 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and this is 60, right. This is population, right, same thing in millions, right. So here if in a country like India, if the birth rate is higher, right, then what will happen means ke around so many people are taking birth, okay. Suppose around 60 million people are taking 60 million children are taking birth, right. Here also every year 60 million children are taking birth, clear. So like this we will draw, here it will come in till 60. So up here we can say okay, out of 60 million males were 60 million, right, and females were around 55 million, you can say, right. So you will just end it here like this, okay. This is how we will show the age as well as sex component of population in population pyramid, right? Like this. Again, what will happen if they are there? If the mortality rate is less, means less children are dying per thousand live births, then what will happen? There will be not too much difference, right? There will be a very little difference, okay, because nobody is dying, health facility is good, right? So around these many people, okay, these many people may die, right, because of unavailability of health facilities, right? Mortality rate is this much, you can say. So till here they can die, okay. So like this, then they will keep growing, okay, this way, most of them like this, right? And if the health facilities are good, then it will go like this, flat, okay, right, in this form, clear. And then some may, because at the young age, okay, when they are able to drive the cars and all these things, okay, and accidents takes place and they are dying because of that, okay. So they may that it may be like this, okay, their population will get reduced this way, okay. Then what will happen? Means if most of the people, right, are dying afterwards at the age of 30, 35, like this, okay, here also this way, right? So it is broad from the bottom, and when the people are dying at this age 45, 40, 50, okay, like this, right? So very less population is like this, okay. So it means people are dying at the age of 45, 40, 45, 50, okay, at this side, okay, this one, clear or not? So it is showing that, okay, if the pyramid is narrow from the top, right? So it means the death rate is at that particular age, that rate is small, right? If at 60, if it was broad, then so many people were dying at the age of 60 or 65, okay. So that is how we show the population and age and sex component of population, right? At places where the bottom of pyramid is narrow, okay, not broad, then at those countries the birth rate is lower. Birth rate is lower, right? And if it is broader from the top, it means the death rate is higher. Okay, these things we can conclude from the population pyramid. Okay, so it takes a form of pyramid. You can say like this, right? Like this. This is population, age, sex, population pyramid or population pyramid. Okay. Then population is basically can be divided, right, on the basis of their settlement into rural as well as urban population. Okay. Urban population and rural population, right? Rural population and urban population. A place become rural and urban because of the occupation, right? Because of the occupation. If at a place, if occupation is of primary, right, type, if primary occupation like agriculture, forestry, fishing, okay, this type of activities are taking place, then that place will remain a rural area, okay. And if a place at one place, if manufacturing is taking place in factories, right, and some tertiary sectors are also there, right, tertiary sectors are also there, like banking, schools, or any other service providers are there, right? So that place will be called urban place, okay. So the population at this place will keep on increasing, right, keep on increasing and increasing, right, and it will become very large city, right? Why? Because of the a huge scope of employment at urban places and various other facilities, its population will grow, right? And because of the limited scope of employment at rural place, the population of rural place will be low, right? So this was all about the population. Various technical terms we have studied in that. I hope you would have understood all these things. So this chapter has been completed. Thank you so much.